Well, Graeme, for 45 minutes it looked like being a very happy new year.
Yeah, game plan worked really well. We couldn't sustain it. I think the goal came on 69 minutes, so for 70 minutes it was fine. I know we're under a bit of pressure. We tried to change it to get up the pitch a little bit, and it's been a story of our away season really since Blackburn that we found it difficult. I think I could easily talk to you about the positives, but I don't think anybody wants to hear it. I just think it was a resolute display for 70 minutes. Lots of good, certainly better than a bit more resistance and resilience that we showed against Bristol City. So that would be a positive. But we couldn't hold out, Simon, and that's where the disappointment is.
Well, certainly in that first half, I mean, those senior players, you spoke about the need for senior players to step up at, after the Bristol City game, and you put senior players in, and they were doing that.
They were, and I think we just tired a little bit. We couldn't get up the pitch anymore. Tried to bring Luke on because Bradshaw was keep popping up from being a number 9 to a number 10, and we weren't dealing with it. Then tried to get Harry on the pitch. By the time we got Luke Bolton on the pitch, it was 3-1. It was too late. It's just it's where we are. We're a little bit short, and we need to get our best players fit. We need to get a couple of players in. We need to re-energise the club, re-energise the players, freshen it up, and get ready to get minimum 20 points in the next 20 games. That's where we are.
Because there is a bit of a break now because of the cup. Is that a handicap to have that cup game in the way? Because we're not exactly blessed in terms of rotating it round.
Well, for me, I want to be competitive in every single game, but the championship season is absolute priority here, and that doesn't mean to say we're not going to be competitive at Bournemouth, because we have to be, especially at the minute. But I think it gives the boys who've played 3 games in 6 days a little bit of a mental break from championship football, which is really important. I haven't said too much, because now we're going through a period after Bournemouth where we're playing 1 game a week for 5 or 6 weeks. We've been fine 1 game a week in general. Every time we've played 3 games a week, or 3 games in 6 days, where you need a bit of a healthy squad and same quality to come in, them saturated periods really caught up with us. I can think back now to competing really well against Leeds, beating Charlton, and then going to Brentford and getting beat, and playing really well against Fulham. Great performance. Not at Bristol City, not enough today. The last 20 minutes, we couldn't re-energise it again. That's the 3 game weeks, the 3 games in 6 days, are the period where we become a little bit non-competitive, and that's really difficult to take. And
what about getting those reinforcements in? How easy is that going to be? I mean, you're going to need to call in some favours on him. It's not going to be an easy sell, with respect, is it? It was a struggling team. Come and help us out.
Yeah, I need favours, because it'll be within our budget. I think everybody in the world of football knows that we need some help. And I've got to get to work on that now. I'll have to. We'll make Harford and Kevin Reeves. They've been working, but we've got to get some people in. Hopefully by Saturday, if we can. That's where we are as a club.
Thank you.
I think it was the first goal to get on from a set piece. We haven't scored too many set pieces so far this season.
Yeah, I think we're 3rd in the league, Mike, for set pieces full. So, especially against Millwall, who are identified really through the years through their set pieces for and against. Some of that will work out a lot, and it give us a break in the game, and give us a chance, but obviously there's another 60 minutes to play.
Was that the reason for bringing Alan in as well, with his set piece, to take them obviously today?
Yeah, and his strength from defending set pieces, we knew it was going to be. You got Cooper on the pitch, you've got Hutchison on the pitch, you've got Smith on the pitch, you've got some big boys. You had Pierce before he took him off at half time, so we knew we had to match that. We needed some men on the pitch today. I felt like we were a little bit young. 2 or 3 performances on a Sunday against Bristol City, and for large periods I was delighted, but we couldn't see it out. So I've got a linesman's flag going at 1-0 up. Now, the wrong thing from our players is they should have played the whistle. I got 5 players stopping. ball in the box, go. Changes the game, dynamics change. On the second goal, I got Matty Pearson dribbling up the pitch. I haven't certainly never asked Matty to do that. And on transition, Alan Sheehan's running back and he gets cramp. And that is just a definition of where we are at the minute. And we need to have a level head. We need to be sensible. We need to get our best players fit, because there's no team can win without the best players. Even your Premier League sides suffer. They haven't got like for like. And we need to get some reinforcements in. Then we'll be competitive in 1 game a week. And hopefully towards the end of the window we can do a bit of business, that we can recruit another 1 or 2. That makes us competitive in the 3 games a week when they come back. But I think that's just a measurement of where we are, Mike.
Must have been frustrating, because that first 10 minutes, second half, you looked like you had weathered the storm, and to concede 3 so quickly must be really frustrating to watch from the sidelines. I
think you've got a group of players who mentally and physically are given the whack. They're absolutely operating on 101% every time they play, and when a goal goes in against you, I think mentally we'll find it very, very tough to react. And that's the bit I'm talking about, with new energy and new belief. And there was some good aspects today. I thought defensively we were really good for 45 minutes. It worked really, really well. Difficult to break down, play on the counter. Obviously if you've got certain players fit, that counter would be a bit more potent, a bit more threatening. So I've got no worries that we can't get results in 1 game weeks, but at the minute the 3 games in 6 days, the 3 games in 7 days is just too much.
And the second goal, the sort of backing off to allow the shot to come in.
But we're 2 men short. Today's been a game of numbers. They attack 4-2-4, whether they play a back 3 or they play 4-4-2, they attack 4-2-4. That's how they attack. So I knew I'd have 5. I've got Matty up the pitch, and I've got Sheehan's got cramp. So it's difficult to swallow. That's really, really difficult to swallow, because we've done lots of things right in the game, in the build-up, in the preparation, but we couldn't see it out, and that's where we are.
And as I said, obviously that's 9 defeats from the road now. In the road, still confident that the side have got what it takes to stay out the season?
I do, yeah. If we're playing 1 game a week with the group we've got and I've got everybody fit, we can get results. I've got no question about that, but we don't play 1 game a week. I think we've got a period of 4 or 5 weeks now, with taking the FA Cup run, that you play 1 game a week, but I need everybody fit. You need your best players in order to compete in this league. We all know the difficulties budget-wise of getting players in. It'd be easy now if we had millions of pounds to go and shop and buy 3 or 4 and solve the problem. We haven't got that, so it makes it even harder, but it can be done. We've got 20 games left to get a minimum of 20 points. That's where we are. And as a football club, we've got to try and stick together and try and achieve it together, because I won't have blame, certainly in that dressing room. I've showed them the first goal. We can't, you've got senior players stopping. That's the reason for it. Now, I don't know the rules in terms of the linesman's flag goes up and the referee waves play on. He's behind the player, nobody can see it. But I've said to my players, you can't stop. You've got to play at the whistle. That's basics you get taught as a kid. That's where the game changed. So that's what's disappointing.
Graeme, do you have to let players leave to bring some in during the transfer window?
Yeah, there'll be an element of that, James. Yeah, I'm definitely in that position. I'm hoping initially to get a couple in and then try and wheel and deal a little bit, but I'll repeat, I think everybody in football can see that we need some new energy. It's to help the boys. The boys have been, the boys have given everything they've got. Just a bit short at the minute, and that, like I said to you, the 3 game weeks and the saturation is caught up with us. So, but towards the end, we might have to wheel and deal a little bit. It's just where we are.
Is it loans, or would you be looking to bring in players on a permanent basis?
I think initially it'll be loans. We've got 2 loans left. We need to improve the experience of the group, whether that's from the Premier League or the Championship. But it's very, very difficult, and on our budget, we're certainly not in the front of the queue. But I knew the challenge a year ago when I agreed to take the job. It's not easy, but it can be done, because I've been here before at Wigan in the Premier League. It's exactly the same, but it means what happened then was everybody stuck together. We got a little bit of new energy in January, and we got everybody fit, and we kept a level head, and I know if we do that, we'll be competitive in games. Thank you.